Now on 18 Eyewitness News.
The city of Farmington is under a water conservation order. Wayne County enacts a ban on open burning. Plus, construction at Clearwater Dam will be completed by fall. All of these stories and how long will these triple-digit temperatures remain with us?
Coverage you can count on. This is 18 Eyewitness News.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fred Dockins, and here are the top stories that we're working on for you at this hour. The city of Farmington is under a water conservation order. Public Works Director Larry Lacey tells 18 Eyewitness News that he typically monitors water usage in the summer. However, he noticed a significant drop in the city's storage tanks between June 22nd and June 28th.
For instance, this chart shows the water level at the Sand Jewel hydropillar. You can see the water starts out relatively high in the tank, and over time it just falls off, and right here where this line is where we issued the water conservation order. You can see it took a little bit of time for people to get the information, and then immediately the levels start to increase again. We're still not back to full on the tank, but things are definitely better than what they were.
Lacey says the conservation order has helped the city of Farmington achieve measured improvement in the storage tank water levels. However, compounding the problem, the city is seeing less production from its water wells.
Two things are going on. One thing is that the water levels in the aquifer are dropping. In the last month and a half, approximately 20 feet have fallen out of one of the measuring wells here in town. And also, last year we installed a radionuclide treatment, which increases the head that the pumps have to pump against. So from their perspective, they think that they're deeper in the ground because they're having to pump farther, a higher head.
Stay tuned to 18 Eyewitness News and our sister station, Froggy 96, to find out how you can help conserve water and when that order may be lifted. Now Dustin Kopp is here with a look at our hot forecast. Dustin?
Good evening, Fred. Good evening, everybody. It's hot out there at this hour with temperatures near the 100-degree mark. 98 in Cape Girardeau, 100 in Fredericktown, 99 in St. Genevieve and Potosi, 97 in Van Buren. As we head through the evening hours, we're going to continue to be on the hot side, 99 for the most part around 7 p.m. Mostly sunny, clear skies by 90 degrees, and around wind there will be some fireworks shooting off, and at midnight we'll see a temperature around 80 degrees. So it's going to continue to be on the warm side, and we're going to continue to be on the warm side for the next several days. That's why we're under a excessive heat warning for the next several days through Saturday at 10 p.m. I'll give you details on how hot we can get tomorrow. Those details coming up later in weather.
Wayne County commissioners are enacting a ban on open burning due to the drought conditions. Presiding Commissioner Brian Polk tells 18 Eyewitness News that the ban will go into effect on Thursday.
And we are strongly discouraging the use of fireworks, but like we said, this ban will take effect on Thursday, July the 5th, and will extend until we deem it that the conditions are appropriate to lift the ban.
Polk says the county has been very lucky compared to their neighbors to the north.
We've been very fortunate. I consider it a miracle that we haven't had some more fires start, and we really haven't had any property loss. As
a lifelong resident of Wayne County, Polk believes the rivers and creeks have reached a critical stage. Well, speaking of burn bans, the city of Deloge has joined other communities in the 18 Eyewitness News viewing area by issuing a ban on open burning and personal fireworks until the drought conditions improve. City Manager Greg Camp says the decision was made after consulting with Fire Chief Larry Grimminger. As we celebrate our nation's independence, it's important to remember the men and women who have fought for our country. American Legion Post 281 in Piedmont honors a number of those veterans by making regular visits to the John J. Pershing VA Medical Center in Poplar Bluff. Post Commander Philip Baker says they visit the long-term patients on the 4th floor who will probably spend the rest of their days at the center.
Their extended family is more or less the care workers there. A few have family lives close by, but many of them live, hundreds of miles away, and they don't get visits too often. So what we do is we stop in. Well, we try to at least once a month, and sometimes a couple times a month, but at least once a month we try to stop in and just touch base with them. Hi, how you doing? Just kind of talk to them because they need a friend.
Baker says the visits has as much of an impact on them as it does the patients.
My wife, myself, and my adjutant, when we go up there, we get as much of a kick out as what I think is what they do. We just enjoy talking to people and making them feel like somebody cares about them and that somebody really gives a hoot,
Baker invites all post and unit members to join them in the future when they visit the vets at the Pershing Center in Poplar Bluff. And when we come back on 18 Eyewitness News, the Clearwater Dam project nears completion. That story coming up on 18 Eyewitness News.
When you're looking for quality home furnishings, appliances, and more, look no further than Heartland Furniture and Appliance. Heartland Furniture and Appliance offers great low prices every day and 6 months same as cash financing. No hassle leasing and great customer service. With 3 locations to better serve you, the customer. In Doniphan, Dexter, and Piedmont on both sides of Main Street. Heartland Furniture and Appliance.
Sing a song about the heartland. Sing a song about my life.
Oh, the blood of Jesus washes. Let it wash you this morning. Oh, the blood of Jesus shed for me. What a sacrifice that saved my life. With the blood, it is my victory.
You're watching 18 Eyewitness News with Fred Dockins, Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp, and Jeremy Martin with sports. 18 Eyewitness News continues.
Work at the Clearwater Dam continues to move toward a fall completion date. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Specialist Laura Driver outlines where construction crews are on the project.
Right now they are putting a layer of sand along the wall of the dam down to the work road that they had. Then they'll top that with clay and put riprap on the top of it. And where there's presently riprap, they're tearing that up to put the sand layer in the clay.
Crews are also working on the auxiliary spillway by extending the existing weir. Driver says all things considered, there's a lot to be proud of.
This project has been under budget, ahead of schedule, and safely constructed, and most of the money went to subcontractors in the local area.
Driver tells 18 Eyewitness News when the Clearwater Dam project is completed, they'll have and hold a public ribbon cutting to celebrate the occasion. Well, as the need increases for services offered by the Farmington Ministerial Alliance, the need for volunteers increases as well. Director of Benevolence Laura Raymer says the process to become a volunteer is painless.
We actually have an application where folks can fill out and tells us a little bit about them and what their past experiences are. And that helps us make a better determination of scheduling and where might be the best fit for those folks.
Laura says no matter how much or how little time you can volunteer, they can always find a place for you.
You know, whether you're able to give 1 hour a month or 10 hours a month, we can definitely find a situation that fits. We're always looking for help, and especially more than ever as we do our best to meet the needs of our community right now.
Volunteer applications can be picked up at the Ministerial Alliance thrift store in the factory or the food pantry at 1104 St. Genevieve Avenue in Farmington. With a new program year starting this month, the St. Francis County Community Partnership is announcing new officers. Executive Director Al Sullivan says Sharon Wallace was elected chairperson, Gary Burbingler vice chair, Rob Baker secretary, and Cynthia Barton treasurer. Each will serve a one-year term in that office. Now, Sullivan says 4 others were reelected to that board.
And we reelected Chuck Henson and Cheryl O'Brien and Christine Saylor and Jesse Seitz to terms on the board they've previously been serving on there.
Sullivan says Charles Booyer and Patrick Mullins are now new members who were elected to the board last month. An Elsinore man is dead after being bitten by a copperhead snake this past weekend. 50-year-old Terry Brown was camping in the area of the Current River known as the Clubhouse when he was bitten on the thumb while trying to remove a young snake from a tent around 10 o'clock Saturday night. The Clubhouse area is located about 2 miles south of Big Springs. Although Brown was rushed to Poplar Bluff Regional Medical Center, he died Sunday morning. This is only the second confirmed death associated with a copperhead bite in Missouri in the almost 100 years that records have been kept. Authorities say rattlesnakes are the most toxic in Missouri, followed by cottonmouths and then copperheads. Coming up on 18 Eyewitness News, a drug epidemic is taking hold in some unusual places, and it's claiming some unusual and unlikely victims. Details on this staggering cost next in Your Health.
More heat's on the way here in southeast Missouri. Details coming up next in weather.
When someone comes in a Mineral Area's emergency department, our focus is giving them the best treatment in the quickest manner possible. We track every single patient, sending the doctors information before they even walk in the room. We have dedicated X-ray and CT equipment in our emergency department. We don't have to waste any time running all over the hospital. We know that minutes count in an emergency, and you can count on ER Plus at Mineral Area Regional Medical Center.
Storm Tracker 18 Weather is brought to you by CNC Distributing.
Devastating tornadoes can destroy your home in just seconds. Are you and your family protected? I'm Clinton Bailey with CNC Distributing, and I want to introduce you to the best storm shelter anywhere. Our storm shelters will seat up to 15 people comfortably. They have lights and ventilation, and most importantly, they will save your family from the devastation of tornadoes. Remember back in the day about everyone had some sort of storm shelter, and now you can too. Let me show you how affordable our storm shelters are. Call me, Clinton, at 573-330-8869.
Now, here's your Storm Tracker 18 weather forecast with Chief Weathercaster Dustin Kopp.
And welcome back. It's continuing to be hot out there at this hour, and we're going to see more hot weather for the next several days, at least through Saturday, where we have an excessive heat warning. Let's take a look at our weather headlines, and you can see an excessive heat warning remains in effect until 10 p.m. on Saturday with hot times over southeast Missouri, including a lot of sunshine, but there is some relief in sight, and I'll show you that in the 7-day outlook. Right now here in southeast Missouri, temperatures are hot. 98 right now in Cape Girardeau, 100 in Fredericktown, 99 in Potosi, 99 in Ellington. Van Buren a little bit cooler at 97 degrees. And here at the station, we have a current temperature of 102. It's hot out there. Feels like 104 under a mostly sunny sky. Dew point at 62, 27% humidity, and a southwest wind at 6 miles per hour. As we head through your day on Thursday, more hot air is pushing up through southeast Missouri, and we're going to continue to be hot with a lot of sunshine to go along with it. So for tonight, we'll see a clear sky, low around 70 degrees, light to variable winds. Temperatures in the 70s, 72 in St. Genevieve, 71 in Festus, 71 in Potosi, 73 in Ellington, Poplar Bluff at 74. Then tomorrow we'll see a high around 105, 104 in Fredericktown and St. Genevieve, Festus at 104, 103 in Ellington and Potosi, and 102 in Poplar Bluff. The next several days are looking like this through southeast Missouri. As you can see, plenty of sunshine for the next several days. 105 on Thursday again. Friday, mostly sunny, 105, 102 on Saturday and Sunday. We'll start cooling down a little bit on Sunday with a high of 99. 94 on Monday, 90 on Tuesday, and 91 on Wednesday with plenty of sunshine. However, Sunday night into Monday and Tuesday, we could possibly see a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Again, to look at our weekend forecast, 102 on Saturday with partly sunny skies, low around 76, 99 on Sunday with partly sunny skies. And that's checking your storm tracker weather forecast. More details are located at froggy96online.com. Just click on the weather tab. Fred, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Dustin. There's a drug epidemic sweeping the country, but this one isn't being played out in our inner cities. A new study shows this one is taking hold in medicine cabinets in homes across the country. With more on the story and the latest numbers and what you can do to protect your family, here's Clark Powell.
Nearly 2,000 times a day, every day, someone in this country is rushed to a hospital for a drug-related poisoning. They are victims of a drug epidemic unlike any other before in this country, and a new study is adding up its staggering costs.
That almost 700,000 people are treated in hospital emergency departments each year for drug-related poisoning, costing $1.4 billion in ED charges alone.
Dr. Gary Smith led the study at the Center for Injury Research and Policy at Nationwide Children's Hospital. He says, unlike other epidemics, this one isn't playing out in our cities, but is poisoning people at a rate 3 times higher in rural areas. Misuse of prescription drugs by adults is the main cause of the epidemic, but Smith, who was also a professor of pediatrics at Ohio State University, says children are at risk too.
Children 5 years and younger was the age group that had the highest visit rate to the emergency department for unintentional drug poisoning.
Children like 3-year-old Ethan Woodcox.
He came into the room and said that his mouth was hot. And my husband and I just thought that it was Valentine's candy, the cinnamon hearts, fireballs.
What actually happened was Ethan climbed up this bookshelf and ate a handful of his brother's prescription medicine, a scene that is more common as more prescriptions than ever are written. From 1997 to 2005, sales of painkillers made with oxycodone shot up nearly 600%. Sales of methadone are up more than 900%. And after a scare with her child, Lisa Woodcox has made some drastic changes.
We now have a lockbox and a key. The key's kept in a separate place from the lockbox, and all the prescription medications are kept inside the lockbox.
Good advice considering how common these drugs are and how easy they are to get. At Nationwide Children's Hospital, this is Clark Powell reporting.
In addition to painkillers, medicines for psychological conditions are also posing a risk. The number of prescriptions for antidepressants has doubled since 1996 to nearly 30 million a year. Experts say you too should put your medicines under lock and key. If you have any leftover pills, crush and mix them with noxious materials like coffee grounds and throw them away. Coming up in today's Your Life segment, one of the biggest enemies to building a close family is a hectic situation. But on Focus on the Family today, we'll meet with a family with a unique way of staying tight even when life is speeding by them.
I'm Stacy Johnson. Want to buy something cheap? Single best way to do it? Buy it used. But you know, every rule does have exceptions. There are things you should never buy used. Examples ahead on Money Talks News.
Your health is brought to you by Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy of Deloge. We're caring for you and about you is our business. From taking time to explain your medication, offering a caring touch, to a full line of medical equipment, supplies, and diabetic shoes. We'll help you understand your options and assist you with Medicare drug plan enrollment with a comfortable waiting area, convenient drive-through or free delivery. Caring for our neighbors is our business. Your locally owned Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy just off of Highway 67 at the Deloge exit. When you're recovering from a traumatic injury, the last thing you need is an unexpected bill. Because most health insurers pay only a part of air transport, Arch Air Medical has a solution, the Omni Advantage program. For a membership fee of $49 per year, Omni Advantage guarantees you and other covered family members will not have to pay anything that your health insurer doesn't provide. In an extraordinary emergency, the last thing you need to worry about is cost. Contact Armchair Medical or visit them on the web to discover all the advantages of Omni Advantage.
A special edition of Focus on the Family today. Dr. Bill Meyer introduces us to a family whose motto is always off to the races.
Okay, Code Man, you're going to get the tires in? Yep. Okay.
It could be a scene almost anywhere in America. A granddad and grandson working together in the garage. But this isn't just any garage. The Vaschholz family rivals the legendary Unsers here at the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb. In fact, Leonard and son Clint have more titles here than the Unsers.
32 years or so in a row on the peak. I think that's some kind of record.
It is a record, but the two Vaschholz drivers say they couldn't do it without their family, including brother Ben, who's a master mechanic.
I know a lot of stress. You know, Dad likes to rebuild his motor the night before the race.
This is my maiden voyage car, and it's kind of like my wife and my children. It's part of my family.
They joke, but they know an all-consuming passion like racing could chip away at family life. Instead, they're all in it together.
It's your hot rod right here.
It's really been a boon to the family as far as being able to expand our horizons and do some things that we can all do together and have fun.
It must be working, the true test being that the next generation can't wait to jump in.
We work really hard at being what we are today, and I'd like to be a part of that.
For Focus on the Family, I'm Dr. Bill Meyer.
For more valuable information on life's issues, relationships, and family, please visit FocusOnTheFamilyTV.com. What's the simplest way to save on virtually anything you buy? Ask anyone who hits the thrift store or yard sale, but they buy used. But why buying used is the right idea most of the time, there are some things you should never buy used. Money reporter Stacy Johnson is here with some examples.
If there's one universal rule for saving on the things you buy, it's to avoid buying them new. From cars to clothes to books, you can easily save 50% or more just by buying used. But no matter how much you crave a bargain, there are certain things you should never buy used. Let me give you some examples. First example, cribs. There have been so many crib recalls, it's hard to know if what you're buying is safe. Same with car seats for kids. If you don't know, say no. Here's another safety device best bought new. Helmets, both bicycle and motorcycle. They could have damage that isn't visible. Don't scrimp when it comes to protecting your head. And then, of course, there's laptops. Has this thing been dropped? Did someone spill coffee in there? Getting these things fixed isn't cheap. Not a good used purchase. The same logic applies to video cameras. Portable, sensitive, and tough to repair. If you can afford it, new's the way to go. If you've ever stayed in a hotel, you've slept on a used mattress. But still, buying one? I don't think so. It's not that you don't know where it's been, it's that you do. You'll find used shoes at pretty much every yard sale and thrift shop. The problem, they may have conformed to someone else's foot and caused problems for yours. Bottom line, while many things in life are better bought used, you gotta draw the line somewhere. Here's where to draw it. Where the issues are safety, hygiene, or the risk just simply isn't outweighing the reward. I've got a list of more things you shouldn't buy used. See if you can add to it. It's waiting right here at MoneyTalksNews.com. I'm Stacy Johnson.
As Stacy said, he's got more information and links at his website. To get there, just go to MoneyTalksNews.com.
And coming up in sports, the Cardinals' failure to hit with runners in scoring position cost them another game. Chris Carpenter's season is over before it began, and Kim English and Chris Middleton, former Big 12 opponents, will battle for playing time in the NBA. These stories coming up in sports on 18 Eyewitness News.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, And the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs. And they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-587-709.
This is Sports Zone, only on 18 Eyewitness News with Jeremy Martin.
A game that could have been a slugfest with a timely hit or two instead became a pitcher's duel as the Rockies beat the Cardinals 3-2, leaving the Cardinals 3 games over 500 as they hit the halfway point in their season. The Rockies left the bases loaded in the 3rd and the 4th innings against Cardinals starter Joe Kelly, and the Cardinals left the bases loaded in the 3rd inning as well, and they also left runners on 2nd in the 6th and the 7th. The Cardinals had the tying run on 3rd with 2 outs in the 9th, but John Jay, who was 2 for 3, struck out looking to end the game. The two teams continue their series tonight when Adam Wainwright takes the mound for the Redbirds. He'll be opposed by the Rockies' Jeremy Guthrie. The season for Cardinals ace Chris Carpenter is over before it began. The former National League Cy Young Award winner confirmed on Tuesday he will undergo surgery July 19th to alleviate a nerve-related condition that's plagued the right-hander for at least 4 years. Carpenter told reporters, quote, "I want to pitch again, and this is the only thing that's going to give me a chance to do that," end quote. Surgery to alleviate Carpenter's thoracic outlet syndrome is now considered a necessity whether or not he pitched this season. Carpenter decided to get the procedure sooner than later in order to optimize his chances of returning next February. Carpenter admits he considered retiring before consulting with Dr. Gregory Pearl in Dallas last week, but now insists he's moved from a sense of fatalism about his career to optimism that lies ahead. And Mizzou star Kim English had many battles with Texas A&M standout Chris Middleton during their Big 12 days. Now English and Middleton will go to camp with the Detroit Pistons and compete for jobs and playing time. The Pistons considered taking English with the 39th pick in the NBA draft, but opted for Middleton instead. When English was still there at number 44, the Pistons grabbed him as well to double up on deep-shooting wing players. At 6'8", Middleton will play small forward in Detroit's system. The 6'6" English played forward at Mizzou, but he figures to bid for shooting guard work with the Pistons. And that's a look at sports. Fred and Dustin, back to you.
Dustin, I think it'd be good to point out right now that a lot of communities have either posted a no ban or a ban on no burning ordinance or resolutions to discourage burning of any type, and they're discouraging the use of fireworks in the area because of the such dry conditions. About the only 3 places that the 4th was really celebrated with fireworks, I believe, was Park Hills, Bismarck, and Bonne Terre.
That is right, and actually I believe Park Hills has put a ban on personal firework usage, and I was driving through Park Hills last night, and there were some people that were shooting off fireworks, and don't do it. It's not worth a big fire here in Missouri. We've already seen a few this past weekend. We don't need any more. You know, our emergency crews have spent a lot of time putting out these fires, and they're continuing to monitor the drought conditions, and let's just keep it the way it is. No fires.
Be as safe as possible. Right. Just, use a lot of common sense is what we need to do. Now, the weather for the upcoming weekend, Dustin, is it going to be any better, any hotter? What are we looking at?
Well, we're going to be hot for the next couple of days, and actually we're going to be hot for the next several days. However, if you look at the 7-day forecast, you can see that we're cooling down just a little bit, Fred, and looks like 105 for Thursday and Friday, 102 on Saturday, 99 on Sunday. Monday and Tuesday are in the low 90s, so is Wednesday. However, there is a possibility of a pop-up thunderstorm on Sunday evening, Monday, and Tuesday.
All right. Folks, that does it for the newscast. Dustin and I will be back at 10 o'clock tonight with more. Until then, have a safe 4th of July, have a blessed evening, and God bless everyone.
Have a good day, everybody.
Do you see news happening in your neighborhood? Email us at news@kdkz.tv.
Here's what's coming up tonight on KDKZ-18.